Hi guys, today we're going to react to A Letter with No Name by Wagakki Band. This is a Buy Me a Coffee request from first-time requester JM. Thank you, JM, for this request. We missed Wagakki Band.
Thank you, JM. We appreciate the support. And also, thank you kindly for sending us some lyrics for this, which I actually think JM translated himself.
Yeah.
Himself, herself, I'm not sure. You're right. Yeah, we did miss Wagakki Band. It's been a little while, so let's get into it.
こすれて奏でるリズムとしみる芝生の香りに抱かれて向かいに潜むオアシスに寝転びビルをつなぐ鱗雲はやがて不気味な風に押し流されてく不況なガラスたちのオーケストラ例えば一つだけ言えずにいた言葉をしてた目をくるとすれば夜の帳降りる頃筆を取りあらがう空の声探してた手紙はまだあてなもなく今年もまだ君を消して帰ってきて帰ってきて30年後共に生きてた夢真の狂いに仮想の愛信じを捨てた過剰な本心を幼いずつ年分けられゆくまま野望に暮れた目の下は青く俺に向ける顔もなく溺れた誰のため生まれ誰のため生きる地上に満ちてく赤い点滅暗記地獄へまた飲み込まれてくやけに一つだけまたなく星に身を重ね
With Wagakki Band, we always enjoyed recognizing and indulging on their traditional element as it gets weaved into the modern aspect of their music. This song, especially the exposition, actually, so far up till now, it's very heavily led by their traditional way of making music. Remember when we didn't recognize the instruments? I can recognize them now. That's the shamisen, the Japanese banjo, and the shakuhachi, which is the flute. We're true Wagakki Band fans. So that traditional element is insanely enjoyable when you really let yourself absorb Wagakki Band's specific signature and the way they carry this beautiful song. Coupled with the meaning behind the lyrics, it's just a beautiful experience so far. And Yuko's voice is caressing and powerful at the same time. I love how it transcends above, respectfully transcends above the instruments and just carries you with the song. You feel lighter for having listened to it. Just amazing. I love it.
I think in the beginning, because we didn't really know them, everything was like surprising and new and trying to work out the instruments and all that. Now I pay less attention to that. It's like Wagakki Band, their sound is their sound. You know, it's like if I would have heard this on a radio or something, I probably would have gone, is that Wagakki Band? You know,
same.
and it's beautiful, but it's like now it's all seamless to me, you know, the modern and the Wagakki instruments, you know, the traditional all put together. It's this thing that they do, which is fantastic. Yuko, I've said this before, is one of the best vocalists around, not specifically Japanese, just any. The way she uses her voice, the power she has behind it, that control, she's so precise, and every time she gives me goosebumps. She started this by whispering into the microphone.
Yeah.
And that was new, and I was like, ooh, that's really nice. Like I'm feeling it. And then when she was singing kind of lightly, I didn't actually notice who was doing it, but one of them was doing some backing vocals kind of in that whisper tone. And it was just like, wow, this is beautiful. And then she started hitting harder, you know, and louder with her voice in that traditional Japanese way. And I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. They have some fantastic songs that we've already covered, but this one, I don't know, it just struck me how beautiful this song is. There's
Yeah.
something about it. It's probably more in the realm of ballad than other
Yeah.
ones, but just gorgeous. Loving it.
Yeah. If I can so far describe this song in a phrase, it's like a reassuring hug.
Like a comfort blanket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, wow. And I'm so glad that we were introduced to this band and sort of gotten to know them and their music. I mean, I can't even remember how many songs we've covered so far, but probably about 7 or 8, maybe more.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new world, you know, like I've heard Japanese music before and I've liked it before, but I don't know, just kind of going deeper into it gives it a whole new other sort of aspect, diving into the lyrics and everything about it and getting to know more about the specific members, you know, and it's exhilarating. I just love this stuff.
I do too. Yeah. I love the fact how the introduction to traditional Japanese music came to us through Wagakki Band, because they don't just practice traditional Japanese music. They also know exactly how to convey it into virgin minds.
I know what you mean, because they were the first band that we've covered that had that element of the traditional Japanese music, whereas other Japanese bands, whether we, you know, were introduced to them before Wagakki Band or not, they were more modern music, but in Japanese. Here it's that whole traditional Japanese music intertwined with some modern elements.
And we already know that they have peak capabilities in performing both types of styles.
Yeah, they're just fantastic.
すすり泣く声殺した手紙はまだ綴り続け私はまだ君を呼んでどうか生きてどうか生きて40年後幸それは人と人の闇と愛の赤を落とすけだりさ 手紙はまだあべ名もなく今年もまた君を消してどうか生きてどうか生きて50年を共に生き絶える
Beautiful.
Indeed. When I hear a beautiful amalgamation of different instruments and a beautiful voice, the likes of Yuko's, I imagine a solar system. Like the lead vocalist is the sun, and all the different instruments are the planets revolving around it. And I imagine it as it actually flows through space, as it flows in a helix. And the higher it flows, the bigger, the stronger the emotion that you can derive from it. That's how I interpret it in my head. This song just gave me that same experience. I love it when they sort of amplify the intensity, but they stay in the same vein or frequency of their intent in the song. And that's not the first time they did it. I can recognize it better in a ballad form, but I just love it when they do that.
There's definitely something a bit more sort of ethereal, a little bit dreamy about this song. What I loved about it was that, probably more so than the other songs we've covered of theirs, you could pay attention to each instrument separately in a way. Within it gave more of a stage to, say, Corona on the Wadaiko drums, and even Wasabi on the drums. It was just like, wow, you know, you can really play those drums, can play the crap out of them. We've seen Benny on the shamisen before, so we're kind of more familiar. That's fantastic, you know, so good. And the koto, you know, Kiyoshi playing the koto was just fantastic. It was beautiful in this, and you could recognize it even when you don't see it. And the same with Daisuke, you know, this guy's a superstar. And in this, I was getting so much joy out of watching him, because you could see how into this song he was.
Yeah.
And that guitar solo in there, you know,
Yeah,
that was just like,
beautiful.
wow, you know. And again, they just gave a stage to each and every one of them separately, and I really enjoyed that here. I think they're just a fantastic band, you know. Even the bass was felt here. Everything, you got a little bit of, some more than others, but still a little bit of everything, and it was just beautiful. And again, you're right, Yuko, her voice, it's like, really, it's the sun that they all sort of rotate around, and it's beautiful. And she went back to that whispering at the end. And you know, then getting out of the song, I was just like, wow. Beautiful songs. A little bit sad, but at the same time, I couldn't really feel too sad, because it's just so beautiful. I was just so enjoying it.
Can't help but think that the song left you better than what you were when it found you.
Going into the lyrics, it seems that they refer to a specific story, which we are obviously not aware of, something that might be within Japanese folklore, might be not, but we have to kind of treat it just, you know, at face value from what we know. But it's a beautiful song. It is very sad. And again, it refers to writing a letter that, to me, felt to either a forbidden love, so a forbidden lover after having been separated, or someone who's died. So she's either writing the letter because she doesn't even know how to get the letter to them, so it's a letter to no one, it's never going to go anywhere, or because this person has died, or the person is dying because there's a few instances where she says, please live. So it sounds to me like that refers to someone who has died. And again, it's about unrequited love, but it's also, it felt like it was really about missed opportunities, like what could have been, you know. I dream of caressing each other's aging faces 40 years from now. I dream of drawing our last breath together 50 years from now. It's about things that didn't come to be. Some beautiful lines in here, though.
Yeah. What you said about the things that didn't come to be, that's what I felt. I felt like this person was filled with either a regret or a sadness about how things turned out. So they can't fix what has happened. At first, I thought they were writing letters to themselves. They were just voicing their grief or frustration. But I'm not so sure now, because you could be right. This could be a letter to a person who died.
And not just that, it sounds like it was a young love, like a potentially even teenage love, and someone who was lost to them. Because the first instance where it talks about the future, it says a dream of living together 30 years from now. And then it goes to 40 and then to 50. It says, desperate for the love I envisioned, a shameless sense of giving myself to you. Tainted my youth and distracted years. My eyes were blue with my desire. Unable to face my parents, I sank deeper. For whom I was born, for whom I was living. So it's like they lost this person and lost all purpose. Like they didn't know
who they were,
what to do with themselves. And it sounds like the years have been rough, and you know, now it's like writing this letter to no one, because there is no one to write it to. So it's not just, it didn't feel like just someone that they lost, like forbidden to see or something like that. It felt like someone who was gone. There was an instance there where it says, again this year I erased your name. Again and again it comes back to me. So she's trying to forget, but she can't.
Yeah.
A real tragic sense in that regard. So
Yeah.
somebody who couldn't get over the loss of a young lover.
Yeah, that's the basic thing I got from it. They're inconsolably sad. They're describing a status that they're in that they can't remedy, a situation that they can't fix. That's the tragic element, I think, in it.
Yeah, there's just parts of it that are just so sad because it's showing such a sort of desperation. I skilled my sobbing voice. I kept on writing to you. I kept on calling your name. Please live, you know. And it's like, obviously it's not going to happen, but it doesn't stop that feeling of wanting it to.
Yeah, I'm exhausted by the darkness between people. So this person, because they're in this sensitive state where they are dwelling in misery because of what has happened, they become oversensitive to negative emotions or to negative energy from their surroundings. Everything looks grimmer. Every ill emotion you come across, it hits harder. You tend to notice it more.
And the way that sentence continued, you know, I'm exhausted by the darkness between people and shedding the residue of unrequited love. So she's already exhausted by trying to get over this, but all she sees around her is darkness between people.
Yeah.
So that actually doesn't help her recover from this. So again, I wrote a letter addressed to no one. Again, this year I erased your name. Please live, please live. Just beautifully sad, but wow, sounded so good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Wagakki band songs
mine
already
too.
after one listen. Yeah,
I agree.
beautiful, just gorgeous. So thank you, JM, for this magnificent request. What a beautiful song. Yeah, we absolutely loved it, and we so appreciate the support. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks JM for requesting this song. It's been, I think, a while since we've heard a Wagakki band ballad, and it was just a wonderful experience. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you'll get notified on all our future videos. If you have a request you'd like bumped up the line, please make it through Buy Me a Coffee. All contributions are, of course, very much appreciated. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
Thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate the support. As always, we'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode, and we hope to see you all then. Thanks again. See you soon. Bye, guys.